What's up, YouTube? It's Controversial Shannon. If you hear some noise in the background, it's because I'm at the truck yard. But what I wanted to say, man, is that we have a decent amount of men in our community who are starting podcasts and talking bad about women all day, especially black women. So let's talk about my community. Black women all day, because in their eyes, the black woman is something to exploit for money. Black women are being used for content. And a lot of the content that they're making and framing is to paint black women in a negative light, right? They don't really talk about the good black women. Matter of fact, these guys don't even have nothing good to say about women. Because black men know that the best way to come up is to talk bad about black women. And that's what they do. That's why you're seeing all these podcasts come out of nowhere, right? They're not calling out men for the problematic rhetoric that comes out of a lot of these guys' mouth, because men are afraid of men. We live in a punk ass nigga society. That's what I'll say. We got a whole bunch of soft cottonelle toilet tissue men, right? Who are afraid to call out men for their problematic rhetoric. And then when you do call out men for their problematic rhetoric, right, you get called a simp. We live in some backwards times. But anyway, men know that the black woman is to be exploited. It's a pimp mindset. It's a pimp mindset. I'm gonna use these women for money. I'm gonna talk bad about these women for money. If they could put their hands on you and make money off that, they would do that too. So it's a shame, because it's a shame to see, because again, a lot of these guys are older. We dealing with gray bearded men. They be like 40 years old, 50 years old. And their come up is talking bad about black women. That's they come up. They come up is to shun black women. And what's sad is, it's a difference between calling out behaviors, because we do have some crazy women in our community. Best believe that. We do have some over-sexualized women, right? But the way they frame their conversations is they frame it to be the majority. Well, the majority of the women are 304s. The majority of black women are toxic. The majority of black women are masculine. The majority... You ain't even dated 100 women. You ain't even dated 1,000 women. And yet, you're gonna sit here and say the majority. And then it's trauma bonding. So they'll go in circles with men that only see women from their worldview. They don't listen to men who have had great experiences with black women. They don't listen to black men that have good experiences with black women to tell them, hey, not all our women are like that. Hey, man, it's not the majority. They don't want to listen to men with opposing views that can sit back and say, man, I had some great experiences with black women. Maybe you should try dating women over here. They don't do that. So they'll go in these circles and trauma bond with a whole bunch of bitter Negroes. So these men with these podcasts know that the best way for them to come up is to paint black women in a negative light. And it's not going to stop. Black women, if you watch this video, it's not going to stop. And only a few men are not afraid to rise up and say, bro, enough is enough. You're speaking BS. Go to therapy. Do better. Right? Only a few men have that courage and are willing to call out these problematic guys. They're trauma bonded. They're hurt. They're bitter. That's why you have a lot of them in my comments, saying that, oh, you need to live a little longer. You'll see one day. See what? What do you want me to see? You want me to have a bad experience with black women and then paint them in a negative light like y'all do? That's what we talking about? That's what we saying? Nah, fam. Plus, I'm married. Maybe y'all guys just have a bad vetting process. Maybe you didn't know how to find a good black woman. Maybe the problem is you and not just women. Stop blaming women for everything. They will blame women for everything. If they forget to wash their behind, they'll blame the woman for that. Every day. They never have no good content. No good content about black women. But out of nowhere, right? They find a video of an extreme black woman with an extreme view and say, see, that's the problem with women, right? That's the problem with modern black women or modern women. Blah, 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 blah. Every time. So that's the world we live in. A whole bunch of soft Negroes that know that they come up is talking bad about black women. Like I said, there's a difference between calling out a behavior and bashing. If you're calling out behavior, it's cool. But when you frame an argument and then you become a basher, when you start bashing, oh, see, that's the problem with y'all right there. The majority of our black women, they all 304s and thoughts. No, they're not. Maybe the problem is you have an attraction to thoughts. Maybe a thought did you wrong. Maybe you didn't know the difference between a real woman and a 304, as you call them, right? But yeah, man, I feel sorry for you black women. Y'all stay safe out there and be blessed in Jesus' name.